Today we are going to be fishing this pond with topwater lures that resemble a bluegill. Good gosh, that's a nice fish. Like that. Really thick grass, but I just caught another fish. Look at that, back to back, son. Dude, he's right under it. I have 3 rods right here with me, along with my special tackle bag that has 3 different baits in it. 2 of which are topwaters. 1 is the Strike King Poppin Perch, 2 is the MACH Sprayin Shad, and the 3rd, which is a swim bait, is the MACH Shad. One thing that all of these lures have in common is that they imitate a bluegill very well. In ponds, bass really love to eat bluegill. There's not shad in most ponds. Most of the time you've got crawfish, turtles, frogs, stuff like that. And after the bass actually come off the bed, the bluegill actually move up and start spawning where the bass were spawning at. The bass are done spawning now. We're headed into summertime, so a lot of these bluegill should be spawning. There was some spawning a couple weeks ago. There still should be some spawning. So I decided let's go with all bluegill pattern baits and let's see which bait is going to catch us the most fish. We are going to start off by using the MACH Shad, and then we are going to transition over into the Sprayin Shad, and then we are going to finish it off with the topwater Poppin Perch. We should have a pretty good day of fishing today. One thing I really do like about this spot is that the pond is really clear and it has a lot of vegetation. The vegetation is a good thing if you want to throw a topwater frog. It's a bad thing if you want to throw a different bait that's not weedless. I think the fish should be biting. We've had some bad weather all week and now it is sunny and it is nice. A little bit overcast this morning, but now the sun is starting to come out. So hopefully the fish are biting. We're gonna go ahead and get rigged up on these rods and we're gonna see what we can get. And we are officially all rigged up. On the Lew's Mach 1 7.2 medium heavy combo, I have my MACH Shad in the Killer Gill color. On my Lew's Mach Smash spinning combo, 6.5 foot medium action, I have that Sprayin Shad. I think this is actually a perch pattern, but it looks really similar to a bluegill. That's what we're throwing. And then last but not least, we have my Lew's Signature Series 7.3 heavy frog rod with the BB1 Pro reel with our Strike King Poppin Perch, and that is, I think, Leopard perch. I'm not sure. I have all of these rods and reels and baits all listed down below in the description, so if you guys do want to go check any of that stuff out, be sure to go look in the description and use my code to save a little bit of money. Before we hop into the fishing, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and subscribe to the channel down below. I'm trying to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We are well on our way. We are right around 59,000. So if you guys wouldn't mind, go ahead, subscribe and leave a like on this video also if you guys do enjoy it. And without further ado, let's go ahead and hop on into the fishing. Okay, we've got our 3 setups and we are actually going to start off with this bad boy right here. We're going to start off with the MACH Shad. I'm wanting to throw the topwaters last, so we're going to start off with this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to catch 2 fish on each bait. After I catch 2 fish, I'll switch to the next one. After I catch 6 fish between the 3 baits, I will then keep fishing with whichever bait was my favorite to throw, whatever the fish were hitting the best, and then we'll just keep doing that. But for right now, we have got to catch 2 fish on this bait. This is the MACH Shad. Beautiful color, beautiful action on this thing. And we're gonna give it the first cast of the day. See if there's a bass out here that wants to eat. The swim bait should work perfectly because this pond is very clear right now. So they should be able to see this thing from a mile away. My only concern is that it has treble hooks and there is a ton of grass in this pond right now. And you can see it right here at my feet. There is a ton of grass. Now I'm not seeing any fish in the grass, so the fish might be a little bit out from it or either tucked up in it very well. Not really sure. We're just gonna have to throw around and see where they're sitting at. And hopefully I can get one to eat this thing before it gets to the grass. I'm just going to start off with just a steady retrieve on this. There's a bunch of different ways you can fish it. You can, oh dude, I just watched him eat it. Dang it, that was a little one, but that would have been a fish. I'm trying to sit here and explain. Oh man. So I guess they do like kind of a steady retrieve. I kind of saw that fish and stopped it for a second, and that's when he ate it. But usually that's how they'll eat this bait. You just take it and you just kind of fish it on a steady retrieve like that. Dude, he smoked it. He smoked it. Little tiny guy on the MACH Shad. That's a good sign. What is that? 3rd, 4th cast? Got us a little fish? Heck yeah, dude. just that little steady retrieve. I didn't even have to pause it that time. He just nailed it. And that very easily could have been the same fish that came after it that first time, because it was very close to the same area. They look to be about the same size. I'm just steady retrieving that thing kind of near the surface. I'm not really letting it sink super deep. And the water's so clear, I can literally see them come up and eat it. I mean, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful when you can watch them eat it like that. I'm thinking that over here next to this old dock, we're gonna probably get smoked on this thing. But I wanted to start off right here and get in a couple casts, see if there was any. And there was one, so let's keep throwing this thing, see if we can get us another fish on it real quick. And then we can switch up to the top water. All right, we're switching up spots to this little dock right here. In my opinion, this is the perfect little swim bait spot. The only problem is that I've got really thick grass, but I just caught another fish. Dude, that's nuts. That's crazy, dude. They're smoking this thing. I mean, they're absolutely hammering it. But that is fish number 2. This one right here was caught pretty recently. He's got a little hole in his mouth right there. I don't know if you can see it right there. They're little guys, but hey, we'll take it. They're bass. Throw them out there past that grass. I really want to keep throwing this thing because those are really cool bites. But I told you guys, 2 fish, then we're switching it up. We're just gonna go right on down the line. Now we're gonna pick up this Sprayin Shad. The only problem we may have with this Sprayin Shad is that the sun is starting to come out a little bit more now. But at the same time, something about this bait they just can't resist. It's honestly the perfect size for just pond fishing. Like little fish like I just caught, they can cream this thing. You could catch an 8-pounder on it. It's just perfect for all different sizes. And it's just like a little bite-sized little bait for them. It's not super big. They can just come up and just suck it up. So I am throwing this bait on a spinning rod or spinning combo. And the reason for that is because this bait is so light. You can see I just casted that out to almost the end of that dock. With a bait caster, you would have to have a very, very specific setup to throw a bait this light. So sometimes it's just better to throw a spinning rod when you're throwing a lighter bait. Same thing with a wacky rig or a weightless worm. You normally don't throw those on a bait caster because it's way easier to throw it on a spinning rod. So that's why I'm throwing this Sprayin Shad on a spinning rod. That was a good cast. Throw it out there, let it sit for a second. Give it a couple little pops. Oh no, we got some grass. This one right here might prove to be a little bit more difficult. Let's keep walking. See if we can get something down here. It's just really hard with this grass. And I don't have a ton of shade lines right now either, which doesn't help. Oh man, this water right here is so clear. I'm definitely gonna catch one right here. This is a really big grass flat and I can see all the grass out here. And I can see like all of it. I know there's got to be some fish just cruising around in the top of the grass. And this bait is perfect because it's right on top of the water. It's not going to get hung on any grass. All they have to do is just come up and eat. Like that. That might be a good fish. That or my drag's just really loose. We'll go down here. Hopefully not get bit by a snake. Oh. Best one of the day so far. Still not super big. Look at all that junk. It's like I'm fishing a frog, man. Definitely need to tighten my drag up a little bit, but that is fish number 1 on the Sprayin Shad. Good bite too. Real good bite. My line's tangled, but I can't tell where. I got so much grass on here now. All right, let's try this again and get us another cast out there. I mean, I can sling this thing, dude. gonna tighten my drag up a hair. Had it pretty loose. Oh, look at that. Back to back, son. Back to back. Oh, that's a little baby. He's stuck on the grass. Can you stop? Golly, that's some strong grass right there. There we go. Got him out of the grass. Look at there. Back to back cast. That's what I'm talking about. Heck yeah. He was about 6 inches, but it counts. That's 2 fish on the Sprayin Shad and 2 fish on the MACH Shad. So now it is time to throw the Poppin Perch. I do not think we're going to be catching any small fish on this because it is a very large profile compared to these other 2. And we're going to keep working our way down this way because I really like this spot down here for throwing a topwater frog, and that's what we're going to do. And after we catch 2 on this, we get to choose which bait we want to use. And I've got a feeling we're going to catch a lot of fish because they are biting good today. Man, it has grown up down here. Goodness gracious, this is going to be fun. It's going to be crazy if I just watch like a 5 or 6 pounder come up and eat it. I'm not sure if you can see how clear it is through the camera, but this water is clear right here, pal. It is clear, I'm telling you. The last time I came fishing down here with a frog, I had one blow up on it right here in front of me. I mean, like right here. He just decided, oh, time for me to eat the frog. He went kapoosh right there on it. Oh, beautiful. You can't tell me there's not one sitting right there. I mean, goodness, dude, there's got to be one right there. Seriously? I couldn't have made any better of a cast. I mean, that was just gorgeous. I hear them frogs croaking. That means there's got to be some bass down here eating frogs, right? You can see I'm popping my rod tip with this bait. What I'm actually doing is I'm walking it like I would a sexy dog or any other walking bait. All you do is just leave a little bit of slack in your line and pop your rod tip. And you'll see I'm moving my hand as I go. That way I'm picking up that slack. And even though this is a Poppin Perch, you can walk it very, very well. And a lot of the times they like to eat it better when you're walking it versus popping it. It just kind of depends. It's a little bit more subtle. When you pop it, I mean, it puts off a big splash. And sometimes that can call them. But also, if you just sit there and just walk that thing back and forth, sometimes they just can't stand it. Bloom, 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 bloom. Frogs are going crazy today. I know it's shallow down here, but come on now, there's got to be one in here. I mean, it just doesn't make sense for him not to be. Caught me a tree. That doesn't count towards our 2 fish. Cannot believe that I haven't got bit down here. Crazy. I mean, it's hot. The fish are starting to switch over their summer pattern. But one summer pattern is fish getting in grass because it's shaded. But I just don't know if this grass is deep enough. I see a bass right there. There's no possible way he can eat this. But I see him. He's just cruising. He's coming over to check it out. He's about as big as those other ones. I know it looks like I'm throwing in the middle of nowhere with this thing, but that's all grass out there. Golly, man. First bite, did not blow up on it at all whatsoever. That was the lamest frog bite I've ever had in my whole life. I felt it before I noticed my frog was actually under, and now I'm stuck in these briars. One grabbed the little tails and sucked it under, but did not eat it, is what he did. All right, we're making a move. All we're taking is this one rod, this one bait. We're gonna walk down here, try to see if we can get around some deeper water, see if we can get one to blow up on this sucker. Well, I just ate about 17 spider webs. And this right here looks snaky as can be. If it's black snake, I'll probably see it. If it's copperhead, definitely not gonna see it. And that's on being colorblind. We're gonna try to do this and not get wet. Ow, those are briars. Ow. Last time I tried this, it did not work. There was absolutely no fish on this bank. But we're gonna try today. There's a lot of grass right here, but I don't see a bass. He's like this big. But I would think they would get in this grass, but I think it's just too shallow. This pond is actually silted in a lot over the years. And a lot of the fish are living out deep. This right here is a little bit deeper. Still not super deep, but a little bit deeper. I just saw a wake, but I don't know what it was. And it did not hit my topwater. Man, it just looks too beautiful down here for there not to be a bass. There went a bass. Still don't think he was big enough to eat this though. That one was. Oh, I just watched another one leave out of here. Heck yeah. I did not think a fish that small would eat this sucker, but he sure did. Probably scared every single bass down here now. I saw one about 2 or 3 pounds swimming out when I was reeling this one in. There we go. That was really hard to get that hook out of there. I don't know why we're just catching all small ones today, but so far that's just all that we've gotten. That's number 1 on the Poppin Perch. Let's hope that all those fish that I saw swim out of here actually come back. But he did it right. He blew up on it like he was supposed to. He did his job. Good gosh, that's a nice fish. Oh my goodness. Dude, that's a giant. That's a giant. Boat flip. Okay, he's not a giant, but that's like a 4-pounder. Except he spawned out. No. That's why I thought he was so big. Look at the head on this sucker, dude. Look at the head. Look at the body. Spawned out. Oh. Hey. Best one of the day. He could have ate every single fish that I caught today so far. And that was by far the best bite I've had all day. That was awesome. That was awesome. Beautiful. Couldn't ask for it any better. I didn't even move the frog. That was epic, dude. I'm telling you. That was epic. So that is every single bait knocked off the list. We have caught 2 fish on every single bait, but since all my other rods are down there, I'm just gonna keep throwing this while I'm here because I just caught 2 fish in a matter of like 2-3 casts. So I'm just gonna keep throwing it until they don't bite here anymore, and then we'll go back and I'm probably gonna throw around both of those other baits because the fish are biting good today. It's just figuring out where they're sitting up at. And there's got to be one more down here somewhere. That's a great cast if there's one in that shade. Oh, dude, he's right under it. Dude, that was awesome. I totally saw him eat it. I watched him come out after it. He was sitting underneath it going like this under it. All I had to do was just sit there and just walk it a little bit more, and he finally committed and ate it. That was awesome. That's the perks of fishing a frog in clear water. You can sit there and watch them eat that sucker. That's cool. And now that is officially 2 fish on the MACH Shad, 2 fish on the Sprayin Shad, and 3 fish on the Poppin Perch. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pick up the Sprayin Shad. All right, Mr. Sprayin Shad. We're gonna try to catch one right here. This is where I caught my fish on the MACH Shad. Now we're gonna see if we can catch some on the Sprayin Shad right here. I will say, I'm probably gonna catch smaller fish on this. It's a smaller bait, and this pond apparently now has a ton of small fish in it. There's still some giants in here. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's some 7, 8 pounders in here, but they rarely get caught. I do think too the topwater bite's gonna die off because the sun is out now. It's not really cloudy at all. And now I don't have any wind either. So, might just be a MACH Shad for the rest of the day. But we're definitely gonna give this a shot. All right, I'm not messing with this spot. We're going back to where we had back-to-back bites. I'm going out here on this grass flat. This is the best place to throw this thing. I had 2 bites on it, back-to-back cast. So that's where we're going. All right, let's see if we can get them fired up again. Listen to that braid sing on this muck smash. Probably need to get on here. That way I can actually land the fish. Really need to come in here and do some trimming around this pond because it's very, very hard to fish right now. Got one. Baby. Wow, you're a minnow. This might be the smallest one I've caught today. Hey, stop it. We'll take it. It's a bass. It's number 8 for the day. Give him a little toss. This grass is so thick, I don't think they can swim out of it very good. See if he's got a friend out there. He hit it good. He hit it like he was way bigger than he actually was. Let's try one over here. There he is. That one's not a dink. He's not super big, but I don't think he's a dink. Definitely bigger than the last one. Not by a ton, but he's bigger. This one's pretty though. Look at these lateral lines. Look at the definition on that one. Real pretty bass. Still, nothing to really write home about, but we'll take it. That's number 9. I'm just gonna make the same cast that I just made. See if there's another one over there. Just give it a slight little pop. I'm fishing it. Kind of fast. There's another one. Ski you on up in here. Now that is the smallest one of the day. Goodness gracious. That is a legit minnow. That sucker was probably born 5 days ago. No, not really, but I mean, look at how small he is. Wow, giant bass. If I hold it this close to the camera, does it make it look like a 10 pounder? He's about 3 ounces. Goodbye. And that is a wrap. We have caught 10 fish between these 3 different baits on these 3 different combos, and the fish were biting really good today. I'm gonna go ahead and head on inside. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to go ahead and check out this video right here, and I will catch you guys in the next one.